The latest news, updates, and more from the world of health and medicine. This is Medical Minutes, brought to you by Community Health Network.
December is HIV and AIDS Awareness Month, and while new case numbers have dropped in recent years, CDC says each year still brings tens of thousands of new cases in America. Wish TV's medical expert, Dr. Janelle Gordon, is here, making this your morning checkup. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Scott.
Let's start, I guess, at the start, because the understanding of the virus and then the symptoms that become AIDS, our understanding's changed over the years. What's the current gold standard? What's the state of HIV and what it is?
Yes, so we have made great advances when it comes to HIV and even AIDS for that matter. So viewers should know that HIV is still an incurable sexually transmitted infection or disease. STD, STIs, those terms get thrown around, which can ultimately lead to the disease, which is called AIDS. And it can increase your risk for other infections. I mean, as simple as like pneumonia, but also more severe infections that can increase your risk for premature death.
Let's talk about how it can spread, and maybe as importantly, how it cannot.
Yes, so that's where it really gets confusing, and people still have a very archaic mindset regarding the infection. I remember growing up, I was watching a Different World episode, and a person who was infected, it became known on campus, and individual students didn't want to even touch that person. So you can't spread it simply by just touching someone, or you can't spread it simply through saliva. It is spread through sex. So that would include semen as well as vaginal fluids. It can also be spread from a mother to a baby via breast milk.
First symptoms or earliest detection that we would have if this becomes a thing?
So unfortunately, individuals who are infected with HIV may not notice any symptoms at all. It could take around a decade before people even present with symptoms. In those first few weeks, you may experience some flu-like symptoms. However, you wouldn't even know to get tested because you might think it's just a general cold, especially depending on what time of year it is.
In terms of testing, screening, if you will, is there a time to go for it, especially if you're not symptomatic? How does one know, maybe I should do that?
Yes, so even though you're most infectious during those first few weeks, your body actually doesn't have enough detectable antibodies. So I always recommend annual testing for all individuals, so my teens as well as adults. And people say, well, I'm in a relationship, I've been married. It's up to you. This doesn't need to raise any alarms in your relationship, but if you just make it part of your general exam that you do every year, then you won't even think about it. We just throw it in there with other labs. And then anytime you have unprotected sex with someone, new partner, you should also be tested about around the 3-month mark. Individuals who are doing IV drugs and sharing needles, they also need to be tested regularly. And then individuals who may have unfortunately been assaulted.
All right, so whether you're sexually active, whether drugs are part of your life, what then is the prevention protocol? How do you keep this from becoming an issue?
Well, number one, we need to have protected sexual intercourse, right? And that's no matter your route or no matter the gender of your partner. And that includes all different forms of that activity, okay? We do not want anyone sharing needles. And people might say, well, don't do the drugs anyway. People are going to do it. So please do not share needles. And not just for IV drug use, but also for piercings and tattoos.
What's PEP?
So there's PrEP and then there's PEP. So PrEP is actually for pre-exposure prophylaxis. So it's a medication that you can take if you know that you're going to interact with someone who is infected, okay? And that should protect you from getting this infection. PEP is post-exposure prophylaxis. So if you've had it and then found out, had sexual intercourse and then found out afterwards that that person is infected, or you've been assaulted, unfortunately, then you would take that medication.
Family Doc can point you to those resources?
Yes, and if you don't have a private physician, you can always contact your local health department as well.
That's the morning checkup from Dr. Janelle Gordon. Thank you. Important information, certainly here this is the month where we recognize that.
Yes.
And we appreciate your time this morning.
Thank
See
you.
you for another checkup soon.
Sure.
This is Medical Minutes, brought to you by Community Health Network.
Learn more and get more with Wish TV.
Online at wishtv.com, and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now.
Now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.